What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today I'm here to bring all of you an anime first impressions of Rewrite, a series that has many Chibits recommending me to watch, many Chibits asking me to play the visual novel, and it's been on my radar since the conclusion of Charlotte that ended last year. Now, many fans have told me that the visual novel is absolutely amazing. There's been many times in the past where I've been told I need to read or, actually play the visual novel. I need to see it for myself because it's just such a good read. And it's been asked many times in the past, before even Charlotte ended, and I'm finally here to sit down and give you my first impressions of the anime. Now, before I go any further, I just need to state a couple things. I am an anime only. I have not played the visual novel, so if I, don't understand certain things that are rushed, skipped, or cut out, or whatever, please forgive me. I am an anime only. Now, when it comes to this first episode, I felt like it did a very good job with its introductions, because actually, over half of this episode, this first episode of Charlotte, is focused on introductions. And normally that doesn't seem to be that bad for a first episode, but that might actually annoy some, because this episode is actually an hour long. Yes, it's got an hour-long first episode, and about probably 28 and maybe 30 so minutes of the episode is focused on character introductions. For instance, just focusing on all these characters getting introduced, their names, kind of the presentation of the series, while you're still having this mystery build up on the side that's kind of supernatural parts of the series. So, overall, majority of the episode, introductions, which is fine. I'm glad they spent the first episode trying to get the introductions out of the way, and it's already a very fantastic start for a visual novel adaptation, because when it comes to visual novel adaptations, usually the first episodes are rushed, skipped, trash. That's kind of how they usually go. Just, let's be honest here. So, I'm glad that the first episode decided to be very long and got these introductions out of the way before we could get into the core content that we can expect from the series. And so far, it seems to have a very interesting theme about it. And what I like about it is how it's going to be having this supernatural theme on the side, along with this slice of life element. Now, automatically, this series reminds me of Little Busters and also reminds me of Clannad. I could see some similarities here when I was watching this episode, especially when it came to the art style. But one of the things, though, that really stood out is I love the dream sequence that was used at the beginning of the episode. That's what really got me engaged and wanted me to continue watching the series as soon as I saw that dream sequence with the main character just walking through this world that's abandoned, destroyed. These buildings are crumbling. He's by himself, and as he's walking, eventually he sees this girl in a forest, and she kills him. And then he wakes up out of a dream, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, I'm just asking, like, what? And so, as the episode carries on, we got a bunch of introductions, and slowly between these scenes, you see it to where there's this mysterious ghost girl sneaking into our main character's room and biting him on the arm, which is just really weird. We don't understand at the end of this episode why that's happening, but something is going on. And eventually, this girl that's doing this little ghost girl or something, it is revealed that this is the exact same girl that was in his dream sequence at the beginning of the episode. Now, she does have some form of supernatural powers, as we can see. I mean, she can, like, manipulate ribbons and stuff, so I wonder what this actually means. But one of the main core themes, I think, of this episode, what it tried to do, was give us a question. Will you change yourself, or will you change the world? And I feel like this is going to have a whole lot more meaning to the series than it lets on, because the beginning of the episode focuses on the world being completely destroyed. Later on, we found out that the main character was questioned, will he change himself or will he change the world? And I feel like this is going to be a reoccurring question. It's probably going to be something that determines the end game of the series. Maybe him trying to change himself for the better, or maybe the world will have to change for him. And it really goes to show you the inner psyche of a person and whatever they do choose. Like, are they selfish, are they selfless? That's the main thing that you could probably get out of a question like that. But I feel like that question is going to have a whole lot of importance to the series. Now, talking about the ending parts of the episode, I was just asking a whole lot of what throughout the entirety of the action segments and supernatural parts of the episode, because it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, I know it's the first episode, they're setting up the content of the series, which is fine, I understand, but when it came to, like, everything that was going on, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm like, okay, so you got this witch he's hunting down, and then he's talking about how he wants to accelerate himself or something. I'm like, what the hell? And then, like, you have these, like, two little fairy things talking to him and all that, and then one likes blood, and then they meet this CGI abomination monster in the middle of this, like, room with pillars, and then this girl appears, likes coffee, like a coffee drink, and she starts kicking the shit out of this monster because it knocked her coffee drink out of her hand, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So, I mean, right now, the first episode, it's just a whole lot of questions. You're just asking, what's gonna happen? What's going on? Who is this? What is this? What is the point of the dream sequence? If I'm willing to bet, we're going to understand in due time. Just saying, though, a lot of questions, a lot of mystery, supernatural slice of life with probably some comedy here and there. It's a good start. It definitely is. It's not necessarily anything bad. I mean, I've seen a hell of a lot of worse. I have. I've seen some bad series, and I don't think this is really necessarily bad so far. Now, it's a possibility it can become terrible in a couple episodes, or even next episode. It's a possibility. I mean, this is a visual novel adaptation. I'm not saying the visual novel's bad. Hear me out, visual novel fans. I'm just saying, usually when it comes to visual novel adaptations, visual novels usually get shit on when it comes to anime. That's how it is, most of the time. So, I'm kind of worried it will go down the path of being rushed, skipped, and becoming kind of, But, so far, first episode, very strong and enjoyable. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.